Yeah, hi there. And let me check to make sure it's recording. Okay, we're good. All right, these comments are for Vanetta, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer of all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL iBT. And I'm going to listen to, I think that you submitted, I'm looking at it, at least 2 different speaking practice tests. If possible, I know you're having trouble with this, if you can post your practice test at VoxyPop, it makes it much, much easier for me. As you can imagine, I can get up to 200 emails every day. So it's really tough to get to all of those emails quickly. It can take me sometimes 24 hours just going through all my messages. But if you can't, keep sending them by email. Okay, the first one I think is independent speaking practice test number 34 or 24. The question is, some people prefer to listen to audiobooks, others like to read printed books. Which do you prefer and why? So I'm going to listen to it right now. Okay, here we go.
I would like to prefer to listen my audio books rather than reading printed books. But
now there, I love that. You're speaking loudly, confidently, quickly, fluently. So, and your tone is good. I love the first 5 seconds of this. Now, there's a couple problems in there. The word printed. You have to pronounce the P with a lot more air.
because I have 2 reasons for that. First one,
Now, instead of saying I have 2 reasons for that, if you can create a more sharply focused topic statement, it helps you frame the body of your response and it gives you a little bit better organization. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, go to speaking lesson number 2. And in that video, I will show you how to create more sharply focused topic statements for the independent speaking
I
test.
think it is more convenient to
Let's go back to what you just said here.
listen my audio books whenever I have any situation or any work, like
Okay.
when I am in gym or I drive. So
All
I
right.
prefer to listen my audio books, which gives me a boost of
I prefer to listen to my audiobooks. Don't forget, listen to.
energy and refreshment of mind. But for reading, I have to put some extra time from my
I have to put some extra time. Pronounce that P with more air.
busy schedule, so which is much complicated. Second, I think it is more comfortable to listen my audiobooks when I go
To listen in, no, to listen to my audiobooks. The problem is it's more comfortable. How do you really support that with an example? But let's see what you say.
outside for my business purpose, but for reading it is quite tough, as books
You want to say tough. You have to pronounce the T with more air. Tough. Tough.
are heavy, so it causes some extra trouble in my luggage. So I would like to prefer to listen audiobooks rather than printed books.
Okay, not bad. So I think overall you had a pretty good organization. The only recommendation was I think you could create a more sharply focused topic statement in the beginning. And that was one of my comments that I was giving you now. I don't think you would get 26 on this. I would be surprised if you did. I think because your pronunciation problems with your T's, for example, your D, your P consonant sounds, it requires listener effort. Sometimes you have word stress shifts. For example, with the word purpose, not purpose, but purpose. So your intelligibility, it's not really significantly affected, but it is affected. And to me, that would differentiate you from getting a score of 4 versus getting a score of 3. So I think probably both iBT human raters, if 2 people were to listen to your response, they would probably give you in the 3 range. So I'm going to put you at about 23 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. All right, so let's move ahead. I'm going to go to your next email here. You sent me one more practice test. I'm going to go ahead and listen and respond to them in both cases. Okay, let me see. I think you sent me one more question here. Okay, here it is. I got it. Practice test number 8. So some workers like working for a large company. Other workers prefer working for a smaller company. Which do you like, working for a small company or working for a large company? Give specific reasons and examples to support your point of view. So you say,
In my view, I would like to prefer to work in a larger.
I would like to prefer, I wouldn't say that. I would say, in my view, I prefer to. There's no reason to say like and prefer together, so that's a language use issue.
Company as comparative to a smaller company because of two reasons. First,
Again, because of two reasons. The grammar you're using in the beginning, it's almost like it's memorized. It seems like you have a template and you use only that template each time you do these speaking tasks. Now, if the iBT human raters, if they think, Vanetta, that you're memorized, you have a memorized response, you are going to score lower for certain.
First of all, larger company work on a large scale, large perspectives, expenses, technology, multinational companies and multinational services.
Okay.
So I think I can learn more and more new things with extraordinary co-workers and the new technologies as comparative to smaller companies.
Now, what could you learn specifically? Do you feel you could get a better knowledge of programs like Excel and maybe Microsoft Word? Do you feel that you'll have a better understanding of the accounting receivable type reports you have to make for some companies with expenses? So exactly what is it that you think you could learn at a larger company that you could not learn at a smaller company? Once you get those kinds of specific details, your argument is stronger, your score is going up.
Second one, I can get a sufficient amount of salary when I.
Second one, I can get, probably not as good as what you should say. Secondly, I also like working for large companies because I can make more money. You need to frame the topic kind of like that because it connects it back to the purpose of the speaking task, and then it makes everything more organized.
Work in a larger company because large company build up on a large scale of amount of money, so they can afford a large scale of salary for their co-workers. That's
Okay.
why I prefer to work in a.
They can afford a large salary for their co-workers. The company, I wouldn't really say co-workers, but I would say the company can afford a higher salary for its co-workers. I'd actually use its there if you say company, at least in the singular
larger
form.
company.
All right, this one I think you're going to score a little bit lower. You had some language use issues. For example, I like to prefer to, or I prefer to like to work for. You didn't need to say that. So you had some minor problems with language use, I think. You also had some problems with topic development, as I pointed out, and some pronunciation issues. So on this one, I'm going to put you a little bit lower. I think you might get 3 by one iBT human rater. However, another iBT human rater may score you in the 2 range. So I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. All righty.